and welcome back to my channel. Today I am joined by Chloe. Today's video is going to be answering some of your dance questions. This video has been really popular and it just keeps growing in views and likes, and I'm getting loads of comments about dance and starting dance late, so I thought I'd bring Chloe as well, considering she started dance late too, and we're going to answer some of your questions. I'm 13 and my mum can only afford one dance class at the studio. I'm trying to teach myself ballet though through YouTube, but I feel like I'll never get to a high level this way because no one is correcting my technique. Do you think I'll ever be able to get to a high level of ballet? Please be honest.
I think it's hard because if you want to be a ballerina, I would say to make sure that you're doing it every day, yeah.
Or maybe like every day other than like a Sunday, or every day other than a Saturday, or just, you know what I mean, miss like one
But
day.
I started dancing when I was 13 and I go into uni now and everyone thinks my technique is from when I was about 4, so
it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
I agree as well, because everyone classes me as like a technical dancer, don't they?
Yeah.
But I didn't start ballet technique until I was 16, so it's definitely possible. I think what's most important is if no one's correcting your technique, maybe film yourself and watch it back, or get a mirror and do things in slow motion to see if you point your feet properly and things like that. Do your research. I wanted to learn dance since a very young age. While my parents could afford it, they were too busy for it. I joined a dance group in college but didn't like the people there. I'll turn 23 this year and I plan to join dance class once things get back to normal. Wish me luck. Good luck. I know exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I think the people that surround you in your dance studio or college or wherever you go are the most important things. You are important yourself, but the people around you can make or break you, because I would say that I went from a place where my self-confidence was non-existent to a place where everyone was believing in us more than I believed in myself sometimes, and that was what made me the dancer that I am, not just because of the training that I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I was the opposite though. I never had anyone that was kind of supportive, really. Just imagine it like everyone has an aura, and if people are gonna try to put negative vibes into your aura, just block it out, because at the end of the day, especially if you're training to be a professional dancer, you can't really have any kind of thoughts in your head, really, can you? You've just got to do it for yourself. Remember why you started doing it, I think, would be the most important. And if people give you grief, then I think it's just a reflection of them as a person, so
that is
just
true.
Keep going.
I look at people who've danced since they were 3 and I still think to this day, I wish I was dancing since that age. But there's still a part of us that I'm grateful for starting dance late, because they all lost their passion by the time they were my age. So by the time they were 16, they didn't want to dance anymore. And for me to start at that age, I got that massive passion, like, oh, I really want it, at that age when everyone else was giving up. At 23, you will be unstoppable because of how much passion I know you're going to have for it. Hi, I'm 12. Next year I'm turning 13. I am really flexible and want to start ballet. I haven't talked to my parents yet, but I will. Do you think I still have a chance of becoming a professional dancer? BTW, I live in a small country with not many places to dance. Yes, absolutely. I don't even doubt that she would become a professional dancer.
I think you say like a small, but it's a small town.
Small town.
I have friends that are from a completely different country and they moved somewhere where dance was a little bit more accessible for them.
Yeah.
So if that's an option, maybe think about doing something like that. But I think opportunities are endless, so
especially when you're 12 going on 13, like that was like us, and we pretty much we trained at home for about maybe a year and a half before we even got into a dance class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I had no flexibility, so
yeah, and we made it pretty far from just doing that alone.
Yeah.
So even if you can't get to somewhere where dance is more accessible, work at home, keep going. By the time you can go somewhere accessible, you'll be shocked at how much you've improved compared to people who don't work at home.
Yeah.
You really will. How did you make friends in your dance studio? Because I came back from dance after I left 3 years ago and wanted to come back, but I'm scared that I might not make friends. I mostly did dance on Zoom, but now we're doing it in person.
I didn't.
Neither did I.
When me and Kirsty started
Our
like main dance school, we didn't have any friends. We just stuck between the two of us, and I'm not gonna lie, at the time I was a bit sad because I think when you're younger you want to be friends. I think if you want to try and make friends, try and put yourself out there a little bit more. Don't be scared. I think as well, if someone's been there longer than you or anything, don't let them try and belittle you or make you feel like you're not as good, and if they do, then they're not worth being friends with. When you're dancing, you're purely there for your training. I feel like when you're trying to make friends, you just kind of gravitate towards who you'll meet people who you vibe with and have similar interests, and you'll probably just go from there. So
yeah, this is so inspiring. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. I've started dance even more late. I've started now when I'm 26 and just explored dance, but totally fell in love with dance. So you think it'll be possible for me to become a professional dancer? Much love from India. That is so cool.
I think anything's possible. I think if you work for it, you can achieve anything.
Yep, I agree. And like I said, it's different now because when we started dance, like when I was 13, we didn't have a lot. We did have the internet, so we did watch a few things here and there, but there wasn't things like online classes, Instagram lives, things like that. So we never really got that kind of online training, but all of that's out there now. There's even full-on dance programs that you can do that are online. So if you do want some classes, go on them, dance whenever you can, if you're at home, when you're out. Like we used to, because we would dance at home a lot, literally every single night. But then when we felt we didn't have enough space, we would go to the park and dance on the grass, or dance on this little bandstand, like just anywhere where we could find to dance, we would go. So yeah, even at 26, I think it's definitely possible. And I think you get what you put into it, so if you're going to work really, really hard, you will see results. And much love from England. I'll turn 15 next month, and I always wanted to start contemporary dance, but I'm still not sure if I could do it. I'm dancing since I was 7, so I'm flexible and I already made dance experiences. But what I am doing right now is a completely different style to dancing contemporary. Your video actually helped me a lot, and I want to start contemporary as soon as possible. Do you think I can become a good contemporary dancer although I'm 15? And do you have any more tips for me before I start? My tips for starting contemporary, because that is my favourite style of dance, I would just say yes, it's 100% possible to become a good contemporary dancer starting at 15. What was I going to say? Oh, the fact that you've got flexibility and you're doing another style of dance is going to help you, because in contemporary I think flexibility does help. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it really does.
It does.
And for me, contemporary was about learning what my body can do, how to move it in a way that I want it to. And if you're doing another style of dance, you're already on that journey of discovering your body and how your body moves. So yeah, I have no doubt that you'll be a good contemporary dancer. When I was around 11 or 12, I went to this dance school where the teacher had favourites, and then the ones she didn't like. She thought that if you came bad, you would leave bad. I was a bit younger, so I couldn't bear the shouting and embarrassment. I found it hard to remember the dance. I have learning difficulties and still do, but there was always a dancer in me ready to come out. Even though I didn't fit in and hated my dance teacher, I stayed. Eventually it all got too much and I left. She didn't see anything in me, so I was always put to the back, and if I asked for help, she would never give it to me. I didn't go back to dance for a long time because I thought I was so bad. For the longest time I thought I was a bad dancer. But one day, around 3 years later, my mum found another dance studio, and now I'm doing things in dance I never thought I could do. Sometimes I can still hear her voice in my head and mess up, but I try not to, even though it's hard sometimes. To this day, I'm building my confidence in dance, but I love it. The moral of the story is that there is going to be people who put you down. No matter what they say or do, you will have the strength to keep going, even if it takes 3 years. Oh,
That's lovely, that is.
it is.
That's
It's
really
actually
nice.
It's kind of sad how much it affected her.
I know. I just agree.
I 100% agree. My journey of growing confidence is still going, and it's not to a point where I want it to be, but I'm still going to keep going because this is something I do want to do. I decided to do dance full-time at college, thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to be the worst dancer in the room. I'll probably do this and walk out never doing dance ever again. And that was what changed me. And so I know exactly how you feel when you say you went to a new studio and it all changed. Dance isn't about being at the front of the class, and dance isn't about being the best, because you could be the best dancer but never get picked in an audition.
One piece of advice that I was given last year was, you can be the best dancer, but if you have a bad personality, you'll never get work, because no one wants to work with a nasty person.
That is true. It's not just about dance, but just be a nice person. Like, there's no point in making other people feel down just because you're insecure. Like, that is a lovely story though, and I find it very...
I'm gonna have to wrap up because I'm freezing.
What's the word? Very... heartwarming, yeah. And I'm really glad that things are better for you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm almost 15 and I really want to start dancing, but I'm too scared to take dance classes because everyone will probably be better than me. I could take beginner or intermediate lessons, but I don't know if I'm even good enough for that. My dream is to become a professional hip-hop dancer, and I regret not starting when I was like 6. I don't know what to do. You don't need to start dance when you're 6 to be amazing. If you're working at home already, you'll be surprised at how good you are when you do get into a class. If not, start your beginner's class. See how comfortable you get into it. You are going to be nervous at first because that's normal. And in commercial and hip hop, people are going to be really, really over the top, and how you explain them, very like
Dramatic.
yeah. But don't go in and let their confidence put you off. Let it build you up, and yeah, just go for it. The only thing I can say is go for it. If you don't think you're going to be good enough for a beginner's class, you won't know until you've tried, so you may as well go in and give it a go. Even if you don't want to walk into a class first, do somebody's live class online or something, and then you can get a taste of what a class is going to be like. So yeah, that is pretty much all the questions you've asked me about dance and starting dance late. I hope that we've helped anyone who's asked us questions, and if you have any more, feel free to ask and we might do a part 2. Also, for anyone who we might have helped, I would really love to hear how you're doing and whether you become a professional dancer or not. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Make sure you go to Chloe's channel. We've just filmed a video, so I'll link that in the description. So yeah, we will see you next week with another video. Goodbye!